arguably one of the most iconic franchises in history, Star Wars has spawned a billion-dollar empire of movies, TV shows, books, video games, and more merchandise than you can shake a stick at. But not every single moment within the Star Wars universe has wowed the often fickle fans of this sci-fi juggernaut. In this episode of 5 and 5, we are giving you our list of the best and worst movie moments in Star Wars. The first in our list of the worst moments in Star Wars is midichlorians. Up until the first of the prequel movies, the Force had just been this mysterious power that permeated the universe, and those who were sensitive to it could, with training, wield this energy field to great effect. In fact, beyond some simple bites of exposition from both Obi-Wan Kenobi and Yoda, it was never truly explained what it was or where it came from. That illusion was shattered, however, when The Phantom Menace hit the screens in 1999, and fans were left horrified that such an ethereal and important trait to some of the most important characters in Star Wars, the Jedi and the Sith, could be boiled down to tiny lifeforms called midichlorians that resided inside them.
They live inside me.
Inside yourselves, yes. And we are symbionts with them.
And their level of force wielding was determined by how many they had in their blood. In an instant, the almost spiritual nature of the Force had been reduced to mere biology, and the mystery ruined for legions of fans. Up next in our worst of Star Wars moments list is Boba Fett bites the dust. Boba Fett is an anachronism within Star Wars. He is one of its most beloved characters, but also had the tiniest amount of screen time between Empire and Jedi. Fans were hoping they would get to see more of this jetpack-wearing galactic bounty hunter, so it was with a shock that his end came not in some awesome shootout or at the hands of a lightsaber, but instead it was the wild flailings of a blind Han Solo that sent him to his doom in the stomach of the Sarlacc. Such a wasted opportunity and a stupid end to his character. At least The Mandalorian finally gave fans what they had been aching to see for decades, Boba Fett in all his ass-kicking glory, and we cannot wait to see this continue in the Book of Boba Fett, due for release in late 2021. Up next in our worst of list is Leia flying through space. This 2017 entry into the Star Wars movie universe has many names: The Last Jedi, TLJ, Episode 8, and amongst many fans, Garbage Fire. Now, that last one is in many ways unfair, and there were a number of great moments in the movie written and directed by Rian Johnson. Unfortunately, Princess Leia flying through space after being sucked out of a blown-up starship bridge is not one of them, and for many fans denigrated the memory of the wonderful Carrie Fisher. You will forever be missed. The issue here isn't that she was displaying Force powers, as is referenced that Leia had training in the Force in both new and old canon, and everything to do with the scene's execution. Having Leia flying through space in the way she did looked janky, as cheesy as a bag of Cheetos, and looked more like a scene from some kind of futuristic Mary Poppins sequel set in the year 3000 than Star Wars. Up next in our worst of is Han no longer shoots first. 1977's A New Hope introduced fans to this lovable rogue in the now infamous Mos Eisley Cantina scene that kickstarted the endless "did Han shoot first" debate. For nearly all Star Wars fans, they didn't care. It played into the gunslinging, smuggler narrative of his character surviving in a dangerous galaxy, something clearly inspired by the westerns of a bygone Hollywood era. It seems though that George Lucas didn't believe a hero like Han would strike first, so had the wizards over at ILM change the scene in his special edition remastering of A New Hope in 1997. Unfortunately, letting Greedo get the drop on Han and missing before Solo fires his blaster in return gave the fans all the ammunition they needed to showcase just how far Lucas had lost touch with both his audience and the Star Wars franchise. In our number one spot, the worst of the worst in Star Wars movie moments, is Palpatine lives and the way it was revealed. Yes, I know the whole of Rise of Skywalker could be considered as number one on our list, but the Palpatine story arc, and I use that phrase sparingly, is amongst the most egregious, as it has a significant impact of fan favourite Return of the Jedi. Palpatine's downfall in Jedi is a treasured moment amongst many fans. It is the culmination of Darth Vader's redemption, returning to the light to become Anakin Skywalker once more, and allowing him to finally connect as a father to Luke right before his own death. So when the universally panned Rise of Skywalker hit the screens in 2019 and the opening text crawl casually informs the audience that Palpatine is back, the fall of the Empire and the entire emotional ending of Jedi had effectively been negated. To make things worse, the best storyline they could come up with as to this mysterious resurrection was a single pained line from Poe Dameron stating, "Somehow Palpatine returned."
Somehow Palpatine returned.
Really, that's what JJ Abrams went with. I really do think he needs to go sit in the naughty step and think about what he's done. So now we have covered our Star Wars faux pas, it is time to list those moments that are so good they had us spitting up our popcorn in the theatres. And up first, I have the high ground. Teacher versus pupil, Padawan versus master, this epic finale between Anakin and Obi-Wan in Revenge of the Sith is a masterpiece. Even though Star Wars fans and those familiar with the canon knew what was coming at the end of this showdown on the planet Mustafar, seeing Obi-Wan recognise he has the upper hand countered by Anakin's pure arrogance, leading to his ultimate defeat at the hands of his teacher, was really special.
It's over, Anakin! I have the high ground! You underestimate my power! Don't try it!
What's truly great about this scene is that its immediate aftermath may be the most poignant moment in the whole prequel trilogy, as Obi-Wan watches heartbroken as Anakin succumbs completely to the dark side. The emotionally charged performance by Ewan McGregor as he pours out his anger, frustration and failure to his battle brother is simply magic. Up next in our list of truly great Star Wars moments is Duel of the Fates. When Episode 1 The Phantom Menace hit screens in 1999, it gave many fans, especially those new to the franchise, something really special. The fast-paced, action-packed three-way fight between Qui-Gon Jinn, Obi-Wan Kenobi and the movie's big bad, Darth Maul. Looking beyond this double-bladed lightsaber, the acrobatics and, dare I say it, the waste of a great villain, there is a key piece to the sequence that often gets overlooked, and it's the epic piece of music that scores the scene, Duel of the Fates. Composed by the legendary John Williams and recorded by the full London Symphony Orchestra, it features the choir London Voices, who have lent their talents to other franchises like Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter and The Hunger Games, to name just a few. The lyrics of the piece are based on a fragment of an archaic Welsh poem called Battle of the Trees, loosely translated and sung in Sanskrit. Despite only slightly being used in The Phantom Menace, Duel of the Fates has gone on to define the music of the prequel trilogy and adopted in varying ways by other Star Wars movies and TV shows, as well as the likes of UK soccer club Tottenham Hotspur, the NHL, Top Gear and even parodied by The Simpsons. Up next, the great moment, I Love You, I Know. It is no secret that Harrison Ford was pretty skeptical about the dialogue in Star Wars, and boy are we glad, because this distrust gave rise to one of Han Solo's best moments of roguish cool.
I love you.
I know.
Facing an uncertain future as he is about to be frozen in carbonite, he breaks away from his captors for one last kiss with Leia. She finally admits her love to him, and instead of following the script and telling her to remember that, Ford simply utters the swagger-filled I know during one take. It impressed director Irvin Kushner and cemented Han's cool factor for generations. Plus, it also gets a worthy callback when Leia says it to Han in the next film. The runner-up in our best moments of Star Wars belongs to the Vader corridor fight scene. This truly mind-blowing scene in Gareth Edwards' 2016 standalone installment to the Star Wars universe, Rogue One, gave every single fanboy what they wanted: Darth Vader's frightening and seemingly unstoppable power finally cemented on screen. Yes, we had seen Vader duel a couple of times before, but there was always something holding him back. This limitation was nowhere to be found during this corridor fight, and what we see is the vast power of this iconic villain, really showing why he is feared by all around him. What makes this truly special though is the build-up and reveal, the darkness, the sirens blaring, the anticipation, all foreshadowing something big is coming. And when we finally hear the mechanical breathing, the buzzing hum, and see the corridor splashed in red light, you know it's going down for real. So here we have it, the top spot. Our number one Star Wars movie moment is, of course, I Am Your Father. Of course, this had to be top on our list. It is arguably not just the best Star Wars moment, but one of the greatest twists in all of cinema, beating out even the usual suspects. The entire Skywalker saga revolves around this moment in which Vader tells Luke the truth about his paternity. The anguish, disbelief and sense of betrayal at the revelation is a classic example of emotional rollercoaster scriptwriting, and kudos to Mark Hamill for pulling it off on screen. It is the single greatest Star Wars moment for a reason, and we doubt it will ever be topped.
He told me you killed him.
No. I am your father.
No. It's not true. That's impossible.
Search your feelings. You know it to be true.
What's even better about this massive reveal is that it was kept secret from Hamill's co-stars until the official premiere 1 year after filming was wrapped. Considering just how easy it is for a star to make accidental reveals or plot spoiler slip-ups, Mark Ruffalo, Hamill knowing this and still keeping it a secret for so long must have taken some real willpower. So there you have it, folks. Our list of the best and worst movie moments in Star Wars. Do you agree or disagree? Leave a comment below and let us know what you think. Remember to subscribe to Fan Expo HQ and hit that notification bell so you don't miss the next episode of 5 and 5. We'll see you next time.